All right, today on the podcast, we're going to be talking all about boosting our immune system. So if you're someone who is sick all the time, maybe your kids are, and you really just want to have a strong immune system this winter, then this episode is going to be for you. And just as a disclaimer, always talk to your doctor first before starting any supplements. Make sure that this is just information to you and that you are taking this information to your healthcare provider if you need to. And also, the company we're talking about is Zinzino, and me and Katie in this episode are independent partners with Zinzino. We have both loved their products and seen such a big difference that we have both decided to partner with them so that we could share these products and help others to live their healthiest. Hi friends, and welcome to the Healthy Beyond 40 show. I'm Michelle, mama of 4 and military wife, and I'm passionate about helping women get healthy from the inside out so they can feel better and live their best life. Do you feel like you're struggling to lose weight and get in shape? If you're ready to develop healthier habits, exercise consistently, and lose weight sustainably, then you're in the right place. I combine my expertise from my doctorate in physical therapy to my experience as a health coach, personal trainer, and yoga teacher to bring you actionable steps for a healthy lifestyle. No magic pill here, so lace up those shoes and get moving. All right, I'm so excited to have Katie back on the podcast today. She was on episode number 66 where we talked about the brain and omega-3s. We live in the same neighborhood and we were on a walk and we were both talking about this Xtend Multivitamin immune system support that we're taking and just like the big difference it's made in our health and our kids' health and how our families just haven't been getting sick as much. So I recorded the episode earlier this week, number 81, where I broke down some of the ingredients and why this multivitamin immune support is so good. So I figured it'd be fun to share some of the things that Katie has experienced. So Katie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Michelle. I always love chatting with you and sharing our just insight with everyone else.
Yeah. So Katie, tell me a little bit about the difference you've noticed in your immune system taking the multivitamin. And I don't even like to call it a multivitamin. It's more like an immune support with some vitamins in there.
I hear you. Yeah, especially since a lot of multivitamins are synthetic and not even helpful. So I strayed away from multivitamins until now, actually. And we fell upon using this for immune support almost by accident, but it was destined to happen. So my daughter is the one who we accidentally tested it on first. And so she asked me if she could color her hair. She is 14, so of course loves just experimenting. And the last time we did it, she lost a bit of hair. And I think it just, related to the chemicals that are in hair dye, and it is not the healthiest thing for our head. So I made her a deal. If she took this immune support for a month, then she could get her hair colored. She took it for a month, and then she noticed when she stopped taking it for a couple of days, she started to forget things that she had been remembering. And I asked her, I was like, what do you think you attribute that to? And she's like, I haven't been taking that immune support. And since it's so full of vitamins, I'm wondering if that's what it is. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, first of all, how is this coming out of my 14-year-old daughter's mouth? And I 100% agreed. So then this experiment led to, okay, so she's taking this immune support for the vitamin side, but she's also working with kids constantly. She's helping at a childcare program a few times a month. She's babysitting and she's helping with my preschool program. And she's also doing theater. So lots of things where there's lots of bodies around. And we know that with young kids, they're constantly coughing and sneezing on us. And I started to notice that when everyone in the community was getting sick and she was going to these events, that a few days later, she was still healthy. And in the past, she had gotten sick. And I realized this is not by chance. She is staying healthy because she is staying well due to the immune support. So then that kind of just made me decide, okay, well, if it's working for her, and by the way, for the entire year of 2023. She did not get sick at all.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Especially when many things have had a resurgence in 2023. And she was exposed to all of them. She was in the midst of it, and the most she ever got was a cough for a few hours or stuffy nose for like a day. That was it. But even my youngest daughter, she's not on the immune supplement yet, but she had a fever several times. My husband had the flu once. So I definitely tried this myself. I was like, if this is working for my daughter, I need to be on it. So I decided to hop on it, and I accidentally missed a few days on it when I was traveling, and that was not good because I did end up getting sick from all that recycled air in the airplane. I was on the plane for 16 hours total that day.
Yeah, a long exposure.
Yes. But I'm also with kids all the time. I am around people who are sick. And this is one of the years where ever since I got on the immune supplements, I barely got anything. And it's just kind of weird because we're all trying to find ways to prevent getting sick. And I've never found anything that works like this before.
Yeah, I agree with you too. We've done different things to support our immune system, like high doses of vitamin C, echinacea, NAC, quercetin, all different things. And when I started this, my daughter started it first too, because I'm like, I still have some multivitamins. I'll just wait. I was like, oh my goodness, she's not getting sick and people are dropping sick around her. And it really helped with it's like environmental allergies or something here, but I don't have that congestion. And I was trying to take some natural supplements and it just wasn't working. So I was shocked.
I love that. Yeah, I'm going to have to start noticing that more.
Yeah, I was amazed because I kept trying to take NAC. It's called N-acetylcysteine, and it helps with sinus and stuff. And it helps some, but it still wasn't doing it quite enough. And then I started taking the Xtend, and I'm like, wow, I haven't taken NAC or needed to. Okay, this is making a huge difference. Calming down that inflammation and that response, and really boosting my immune system cells to work better on their own.
Absolutely. Well, and you're right about how many there's so many ingredients in it too. So some of the things that I was taking before, I was taking olive leaf extract before, I was taking B vitamins, I was taking a bunch of other things. And now I was able to pare down a bunch of those so that I can take the immune supplement. And my son, I've talked before about how he has had chronic illness. And so I just know that his immune system is one that needs to be supported. And he was on some really expensive supplements before. And I mentioned in the last episode that I was in how the balance oil helped him immensely. And so I was able to cut back on supplements then. And then I decided, hey, I'm going to take a risk here and put him on Xtend the immune supplement and see how they all fit together with the balance oil and the prebiotic called Xenobiotic. And now let's get him on the full protocol, which is those three things. And I was a little nervous at first because I was some of the supplements I had him on were kind of our bread and butter for him, as far as they were staples for what he needed before. But then I compared the ingredients of the Xtend to them, and I was like, the ingredients are still the same, and which is fantastic because some of them I was only first introduced to with his expensive supplements from his naturopath. So now that he's been on Xtend as well, I've been super happy with his results as well. He's been staying well and still thriving. And also he's been exposed to some of the sicknesses in our community, and he has done amazingly well. And I've just been like shocked with all three of us, and I'm so ready to start my youngest daughter on it too. Although she's 8 and it's a little bigger to swallow for young kids. So we're working our way there.
Yeah, and one thing you brought up that I noticed too is like those different ingredients in Xtend. Like I was taking some of those before. We would do olive leaf extract when like my son was starting to get like ear pain. And when you price all of these supplements individually, like just doing the Xtend immune support with the multivitamin is like so much cheaper. And it's just like more convenient to have everything all in one too.
Such a time saver and a money saver.
Yeah.
And brain saver.
Yeah. And I will say, if anyone has little ones, my 6-year-old, I shared in the last episode, my older 2 boys were getting sick. And we really waited a couple days after they started before I started this. Like we should have started earlier, but it really helped them not get as sick. It passed really quickly. But my 6-year-old, I cut, so an adult dose is 4 tabs. What I did for him was just cut one of those pills in half. And we actually had him put like this chewy tab, or something like a cracker where he chewed and swallowed that. And then I put that half in an applesauce and gave it to him, and he was able to swallow it. And anytime we've tried it without him like chewing and swallowing something a little chunky before, he has trouble. But that seemed to do the trick, and he never got sick. And he's sharing a room with one of those boys too, who had started being sick.
Genius. Okay, I'm going to have to try that with my younger one because she definitely needs to be on it. And I know we'll tell a huge difference when she is.
Yeah, it's tricky getting them to swallow. Some kids are easier. Like sometimes my 16-year-old will still be like, it's hard to swallow. but she can. But yeah. So Katie, you brought it up a little bit. So you mentioned the health protocol. I can't remember if I mentioned this in the last episode, but this is what I take too. My older teenage daughter who is suffering like with eczema, she's on the whole protocol. So Zinzino calls it the health protocol. And so it's that balanced oil where we're working on increasing our omega-3s, which help to bring down our inflammation. And then we have this Xtend, which is our immune support, and multivitamin, which is really giving our body these polyphenols, these extra nutrients that we need, and the support to really help our immune system function the way it should. And then we also have the prebiotic fibers that really help our gut health. So the prebiotic fibers are going to help the good bacteria in your gut grow, which really helps to improve your gut health. So like the 3 of these together are really powerful, and they go together well, and they're hitting those different parts of our body together. So tell me a little bit more about how you've noticed that difference of like taking all 3 of these, or why you think that's important.
Before I added in the Xtend, I was just taking the balance oil and the prebiotic and saw huge results. But, well, first of all, once I added the third one in, I was like, okay, this is simplifying my life. But absolutely, it just helps complete the puzzle of not only do I know that I'm getting like the important nutrients, but I am feeling better. And this was the first time when my husband had the flu, I slept in the same bed with him, because normally I go out to the couch when he gets the flu, which is totally understandable because I didn't want to get it. So this time I told him, I was like, babe, I'm not even worried. You can sneeze on me all night long. Like, I don't think I'm going to get sick. And I didn't. So I was thrilled. Like, I now feel more confident going into situations where other sick people are and not worrying about my own health.
Yeah, absolutely. And so me and Katie would, of course, recommend, if you guys can, doing all 3 of these is really powerful. If it's not within your budget, really look at what your body needs most. Is your inflammation high? Then go for the balanced oil. Are you trying to improve your immune system because you're getting sick all the time and you really just want to feel better and not miss events and things going on? Or is your gut health really off and you need to go for that xenobiotic prebiotic fibers? But they do work really well together, and that's what we both are doing. And we have people in our family who are participating in it, they're on it too and seeing those better results too. Before we head off, Katie has a preschool blog that is awesome, that has lots of resources. So anyone that has little ones, or if you have grandkids, I encourage you to check it out. And Katie, you can share the name of your blog. And is there anything, special resources or courses or anything you want to highlight?
Well, thank you. Yes, my blog is preschoolinspiration.com, and it's great for just helping educate littles and helping them work on listening, learning, and thriving. My biggest course that I have is called Peaceful Potty Training. And so if you have anyone in the throes of potty training, I love approaching it from a holistic point of view. So looking at the whole child and making it something exciting and fun and not dragging a child through the mud.
Yeah, I love that. So I'll have that link in the description so you guys can check it out or share it with a friend. So thanks everyone so much for listening. There's going to be links in the description down below for the products we're talking about for that health protocol. And feel free to just reach out to me with any questions. You can message me on Instagram or Facebook, and I would love to get to know you and answer any of those questions that you guys have. So keep on moving, guys.